We know to be church online and reach people online with the love of Jesus, we need to actually be making posts online. Sometimes as small churches, the whole designing of those posts can be a little tricky, a little challenging. So today we're bringing you 5 basic graphic design tips for small churches that just need some tips to get themselves started. My name's Sammy, I'm here with Digivangelism, as always sharing with you the latest digital ministry tips and trends to help you reach people online with the love of Jesus. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss a single video of digital ministry goodness. This is also helpful for the YouTube algorithm, and the more people that show interest in our content, the more people that get to see our content. Our first basic graphic design tip is to know your audience. Now, you likely have a wide variety of people, even if you're a small church, but you need to know where your people are online. Or if you're trying to especially reach someone that is maybe not involved in your church, where do they spend their time online? This answer will be different depending on who you are trying to reach. If you are especially trying to reach out to isolated elders at home by themselves, they might be on a different social media platform, and yes, they still probably are on social media, but they will be on a different platform than if you're trying to reach high schoolers, or if you're trying to reach, stay-at-home parents. And again, if you're just trying to reach your people, that's great, but where are your people spending their time? You can ask them. That's not like a sketchy question. You can say, hey, what platforms do you use? Please fill out this form or this survey or whatever. Before you even get started with designing, you need to know your audience, because that affects where you post and what your posts look like, because Instagram posts look different than TikTok posts, then look different than Facebook posts. Know where you're going, know your audience. Second basic graphic design tip is to know your brand. And I could go on and on about branding. I'm really talking about what message are you communicating. There is value in consistency. So as we always say at DIGI, we really recommend you get a group of leaders from your church to just have that conversation about what this church's mission is. What are we doing? Communicating that well on your social media feeds. Now, it could be more than that. It could be colors that you repeat. It could be catchphrases that you repeat, maybe like a specific statement you repeat, maybe a specific Bible verses that are like your mission verses as a church that you repeat. Whatever it is, think about that brand, that image that is being portrayed as your church. Don't just be like, whatever I feel like posting that day, I'm gonna post, or whatever this person feels like one day they're gonna post, and you have 12 other people on your social media accounts and they're all gonna post whatever they want. Try to be consistent, because when you are consistent, you are clear, and people can take in who you are as a church rather than this account that just sporadically posts all these different things. They actually get to know you. They get to see, okay, this is really important to them. They're talking about kids a lot. They're talking about youth a lot. They're that youth-focused church, or that music-focused church, or are they really into the Black Lives Matter movement and they know that social justice is very important to them? That's that church. Now, you don't have to just have one thing that you are. Nobody's just one thing. But what are you focusing on? What are you communicating often? Know your brand as a church. Basic graphic design tip number 3, keep it simple, stupid. I didn't want to say it, but I said it. Think of 2 to 3. I mean, like 2-ish types of font per post. And maybe you even have a brand set of fonts. So maybe 3 or 4 set of fonts that you use as a church often, so people start to recognize, they start to catch along. But per post, maybe just 2, maybe 3 if it really works. Colors, 2 to 3. 3 is fine. You don't need to have a ton of colors. Text in all different places with all different colors. It gets chaotic quick. People can't focus. They won't look at it if it's not easy for them to process. 2 to 3 lines of text might even make sense. Maybe you have more information you want to communicate in your post. That's fine, but don't overcrowd it. Once again, if it's too complicated for people to process, if when they look at it they go, they probably are just gonna say, I don't need to deal with this. I've got enough going on. I don't need to figure out what this is trying to tell me. Clear is very important, so keep it simple in your posts. Graphic design tip number 4, I'm gonna sound like a broken record at this point, because I'm gonna tell you to keep it clear. Wow, I already said that, right? I did. Keep your information clear. What I mean by this time in a different way is the who, what, why, how much, where, all that important information for any event you're talking about, or even your church, if you're talking about your church and people might not know where it is, overly communicate this. Tell people where the event is happening, if it's online or offline. Is it free? Do they have to pay? When is it? What day? What time? There's so many times we go on people's websites or their social media accounts and we see churches talking about things that nobody knows what they're talking about. They know what they're talking about. Nobody outside of their community or outside of their leadership even can decipher what this post means because it's all insider knowledge. It's this event that they have every year. Everybody knows it's on a Saturday, okay, but not the person on the outside looking in trying to figure out if this is something that they can be a part of. Keep information clear. Once again, people can't process it, they're just gonna turn away. It's not worth it for them to try to figure it out, so make it as easy as possible. Yes, you might over communicate it. It might feel like overkill. That's okay. That means that there's a chance someone else is going to pick it up. Basic graphic design tip number 5, pay attention to your analytics. Now your website, your email list, your social media posts or profiles, Facebook, Instagram, pretty much anywhere that you are posting online has some way of showing you analytics, insights, some way of communicating to you what people are looking at, what people are reacting to on a broad scale, not just like, okay, I think I got a lot of likes last week on this post. No, it'll show you months at a time what posts were most popular. Why did people interact with this? Where did they go afterwards? Some of that's for you to figure out, okay? So pay attention to those analytics. And, maybe even write it on your calendar to look at the analytics every 3 to 6 months so that you do it, and you do it again, and you do it again. You can keep improving. You keep improving by doing more of what is engaging for folks and less of what isn't working. Oftentimes, and I do this with my own social media accounts that I run for folks, is you think a post is really helpful in the moment because you need to communicate a message or you're inspired to share something. And looking back, you're saying to yourself, wow, that was not engaging at all, or it in fact was confusing, or it didn't even make sense to anybody that saw it, and that wasn't me personally because I did something silly. You can also look back and say, wow, that video got insane engagement. What was it about that video in particular that made it so widely accessible to people? And often that is what makes people respond to content, is it's shareable, it's engaging. And so why are we trying to be engaging as a church? We're not trying to be the cool church that gets a lot of likes. We are trying to be engaging because the more engagement our posts get, the more reach they get. We at DIGI are all about reaching people online with the love of Jesus. We know you are about reaching people online with the love of Jesus. So making your content more engaging helps to do that. There are lots of easy things you can do to make your content more engaging. We'll link a video here that might help you out. That's it for today, friends. Once again, we invite you to like and subscribe to this video so that you don't miss a single video of digital ministry goodness as we help you reach people online with the love of Jesus. Today we brought the knowledge to you. It's your turn to put it into action. Peace.